it's Andy, and today we're going to study the Ballad of the Beaconsfield Miners by Dave Grohl and Kaki King. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start by tuning our guitar to drop D tuning. So we're in D tuning. So if you don't know what drop D tuning is, watch the video on that. But I'm just going to assume that you've tuned your guitar to drop D. So here we go. Okay, the first thing we're going to play is the 4th string open. That's the open D string. 4th string from the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so hit the 4th string, open D, let it ring, then hammer on with your first finger on the 3rd fret of the D string. Then also hammer on with your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the D string. So you have 3 notes in a row, all on the D string. Open string, 3rd fret, which is F, 5th fret, which is G. Make all 3 of those notes in rapid succession. It's essentially a triplet. It happens in the space of 1/8 note. Okay, then the next thing we're going to play is an open G. Okay, now be careful your fingers don't bump into the open G. So as you hammer on, you have to make sure there's enough clearance here with this finger so that the G will ring out. Okay, keep your finger there because we're going to go back and hit the 4th string again, and then open G, and then the 4th string again, and then open G, and then the 4th string again, and then open G. So we're just kind of cycling back and forth between these 2 strings. Notice I'm using my thumb and my index finger back and forth. So we've got this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's Dave Grohl's part at the beginning. The next thing that he plays is he still does that triplet run of the 3 fast hammer-on notes with the open G. But then he's going to change it up and go to the 3rd fret on the 4th string like this. And this time we're going to use that note to go back and forth. So you get an F and a G. That sounds like this. It's the same as the earlier part, we just changed which note we're cycling back and forth on. Okay, now the final section plays the 3 hammer-ons on the A string, followed by an open G. Then switch to the 3rd fret on the A string and cycle back and forth between the 5th string and the 3rd string. That sounds like this. Okay, now you have all the patterns. So let's review. You play the first pattern. Play that pattern again. We'll just call that the G pattern since we're landing on the note G. So the G pattern just played twice. Now we're going to play the F pattern. Now we're going to play the C pattern. Okay, now put it all together and it sounds like this. There's the first riff of the song right there. Okay, now that's Dave Grohl's part. Khaki King plays a little bit something different. Very similar, but there's some harmony in there, so she goes off and does a chord. Let's talk about that. So we're going to start with the 3 hammer-ons. Open G, back to the 4th string, open G again. Okay, here comes the chord. This is a major third. What I'm playing right there is my first finger 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and my second finger is on the 4th fret on the 3rd string. And I'm playing those 2 notes with finger picking, like this. Okay, so when you put that together, it sounds like this. Here it is faster. Okay, so now you have to loop it. Alright, now when we go to the F pattern, we're going to play a different chord. We're going to play an A and a C. Okay, now that's played with 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. So when you play the F pattern, play this chord. It's an F chord. Okay, and then in the last pattern, when you play the C pattern, this time it's E and G. Okay, I'm playing 2nd fret on the 4th string, which is an E, and I'm playing the open G, and I'm using my thumb and my finger to pinch the strings. So the C pattern sounds like this. Okay, now I'm going to put all of the patterns together. Here it goes. There it is. Okay, we've completed the whole first section of the tune. You just learned riff 1 from both players. Let's move on. Now it's time to do riff 2. I think both players play the same thing on riff 2. This is, again, 3 fast hammer-ons, but this is a little different. Okay, let's learn that. So I'm starting on the 3rd fret, string 4, that's an F. And then I'm hammering on with my 2nd finger on the 4th fret. Then I'm hammering on with my 3rd finger on the 5th fret. So I just played 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. Or in other words, finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. 3 fast notes in a row with hammer-ons. Followed by open G. And one more time we're going to be going back and forth from one string to another. Okay, so that riff sounds like this. Okay, that was riff 2. Now let's move on to riff 3. And this really is the final riff of the song. This is the 3rd and last riff that you're going to learn. And it's very similar to the other riffs, but it crosses over many strings. So here we go. This is riff 3. Now let's move on to riff 3. When you play riff 3, it is very similar to the other riffs. You do a lot of hammer-ons. And this is the 3rd and final riff of the song. but you will be going over multiple strings. Here's what it sounds like. Okay, let's learn that. So I started on the low D string, and I'm playing a hammer-on to the 3rd fret and the 5th fret, just like we did in the first riff. And after I play those 3 hammer-ons, I'm going to strike my open G string. So I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to play that twice in a row. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the A string. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the D string. So I'm going over multiple strings. I'm playing string 6, string 5, string 4. I guess that D string is repeated 4 times. No, 3 times. In the last riff of the tune, you play the low D string 3 times, the A string once, and the D string once, and then at this point you just go back and forth. And then repeat the riff. There it is. Now you have all 3 riffs.